Good morning, and welcome to Bricolage with Paint Girly. Hi, Melody. Good morning, Riri. Nice to see you ladies this morning. I just didn't know what I felt like doing today. I've got a bit of a headache. I think it's a combination of a couple of things. It's very warm. It's going to be very warm and humid here today. And it's time for me to have my eyes examined. So I've got to make that appointment. I've got to do that. And I'm trying to get ready, and the son called me twice. I said, "You're killing me." He said, "Well, I pocket dialed you this time." Oh, life. That's life, right? Oh, girls, I don't really do glue books. I mean, that's not totally honest and true. I do have a couple of composition books where I think I had said quite a while back. Oh, good morning, Gail. Sophia, good afternoon. I was harvesting things out of magazines that a gal from the co-op had given me. And there were just some images in there of kids that I just I couldn't throw them out. I just couldn't do it. So I just started to smack them down into a composition book. But when I was trying to think of what to do today, I don't know, I just kept coming back to a glue book. I don't know. So I was trying to think of a clever name for the stream and something that might be like an alliteration that would work with Sunday. And the only thing I could come up with was slap down Sunday. Like, you're just slapping down your papers and gluing them. But then I have this little program where you can go in and you can test how well your title might do for your stream or your video. And slap down did not rate very well. So I just went with making a glue book. So I'm not really making, and after I got it all fixed up and set up the stream, I thought, well, I'm not really making the book. Stick it down, Sunday, Sophia. That is perfect. It would have been perfect. I don't know why it did not come to me. It did not come to me. So when a few more of us get in here, I'm just going to show you a finished project. I know, it's unusual for me to have a finished project. Yeah, these are Norman Rockwell's. I had a couple calendars that I'd taken apart quite some time ago, and these are the leftovers, and I just love Norman Rockwell images. So I thought, well, this is going to go in my glue book. Now, I know there's people on YouTube, and I can't think of this gal's name. I don't know who she is. I watched her once, but I'm sure there are a lot of people like her. And she basically, that's what she does. She does glue books, but she takes things like she'll take, say, a picture of an elephant and then put a big pair of sunglasses on it or something, like quirky stuff like that. So I was wondering, really, what is a glue book? What is the difference between a glue book and collage? So I Googled that, and this is what I came up with. Oh, it might be Caged Fish. Does she just do glue book stuff, Sophia? I don't know. I know Holly used to do stuff with Caged Fish, but I never really. Good morning, Kathy. A glue book is a bound notebook filled with a collection of paper ephemera glued onto the page using a glue stick. glued objects turn into a collage. And so a glue book is a collection of collages. Glue books can be as chunky or as pretty as you like, though traditionally they're more on the junk journal side of things. Yes, Diane Fago, she's got like her own style, and see, I would call her, although she does glue, she really like glues with intention, and she makes things work together, and her pages to me when they're finished are really rather elegant. But that's my take on what she does. So I think, like with a lot of other things, it's open to interpretation according to the artisan. So I have a book that I've had for a while. I bought it in a Goodwill thrift store type situation, and I started to run off some of my roller brayers when I'm doing jelly print stuff, and then it got buried and didn't really do anything with it, and I really like it, and I was looking for it the other day, and I still think I want to cut out some of these little sections here, and I found it. Now where did I put it? And I thought, you know what, this could be my glue book. This could be my glue book. Now, this was not new to me. Like I said, I picked this up a thrift shop, and I just like the pages, and I liked it because it's purple, but the cover's kind of like a report cover folder, but it's not stiff. As you can see, it's very flexible, and it's see-throughy. See? It's see-throughy. That is there, not on the cover. So it's huge. And see this, I started to do some roll-offs in here, and I thought, well, I can just glue right on top of that, and it doesn't have to have that. So I'm going to probably flip around in here so it doesn't get too terribly, hopefully, warped. But this is what I'm going to use for my glue book. Composition-esque, if you will. Let me get this one little. So, I have 2 lives, I believe, up on my channel called Scrapbook something. And I wanted to use some scrapbook paper, so I started to make what I called a pocket journal or whatever. And as I was working on it and speaking with Calico Kate, I think I'm going to trim this part off. That's Kathy, who's here in chat. She said to me, I will call that more of a portfolio, like a portfolio kind of folio book. And you know what? She's exactly right. That just did not occur to me, but that's exactly what it is. So I've been working on that, and I finished it. So I'm going to show you that. So then I can put that in my finished box. And I was also working on a pair of eyes last night. I've got this. I'm just in love with ledgers. And if you didn't see Kathy's, I don't know if Kathy, if it was your most recent live, but you were showing us, oh, that little elf, he's come undone. You were showing us some goodies that you'd found at the farm. And she was showing us a ledger, and I have a ledger that's been sitting here above my head for quite some time, and it's quite messy. You're about to be invaded. Ooh, that means the littles are arriving. Woohoo! Sunday with the littles. I would love that. Okay, so that should be good enough. So I finished this up. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through. I don't often finish everything within a reasonable amount of time of when I do the stream. So this is what I am now calling my folio. So, and I built this from business reply envelopes, BRE envelopes, and window envelopes. And you might remember, if you were some of my regulars, I glued them together so they would flip different ways. And then I was using a Stamperia paper pack called, it wasn't called, it was called Garden Promises. Woohoo! From their romantic collection. I think that's how they worded it. And it was just an 8x8 pack of scrapbook paper. So, oh yeah, I was talking about that ledger. Did I bring the ledger out? I think I brought the ledger out here too. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I can show you what I'm planning for that too. It just gives me a few more minutes for some other folks to maybe waddle on in and get comfy. So I used a smaller business reply for the front, and then glued different sizes together. So this ended up to be my front cover. And then I added some eco-dyed paper here for a little tablet that you can flip this way. And this was just kind of plain, and I just stamped a little on that because I felt it needed a little something. And so then it opens this way. And we've got a little tuck pocket here and made a little tag from the patterned paper. And then there's a small, the way I put it together, I left a little pocket up top. So there's a small tag there from the paper. And then we've got a series of pockets. Now I felt the last time I streamed that my camera didn't jump that much, but I can see it's jumping this morning. So I don't know. You know, I think I've got everything figured out, and then I don't. This envelope I trimmed. Angie Brown. She just came in to say hi. She's not chatting. How is your hand, Ange? Been thinking about you. This I used a couple of the little word cutouts, put them on a bulb pin, and then of course just attached that to some lace. And this was some coffee dyed, let's see, this here, papers that I said I was going to stitch in, which I did. Then I did a belly band here, and what I did with this piece of fabric was I treated that with some golden matte medium. And made the belly band and just added, you know, some different things. Just a little bit of the paper packed on this. Some chiffon at the top. This one I left the envelope the way that it was and just trimmed out the scrapbook paper. And then I put some glossy accent in on that little bit from the paper pack. It's still swollen, but she can move a little bit. She goes back to the doctor on the 20th. Okay, thanks for the update, Ange. And then I did a little journal. This was a little card in the paper pack. Made a little slot down there. And then this one flips out. Now this is a tuck this way and a tuck this way. And I put a calling card in there. I did add that button. And that's a piece of fabric rather than thread. I just kind of like the way that turned out. And then just decorated this. I've got a tag here, playing card here, extra little cards. I've got a tag that tucks in up here. a little cluster, and then some pockets on the back. Another tag. So I finished. Da, 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 da. Okay, I want to bring my camera down a little bit. I just didn't want the girls in view. You know what I'm saying? Keep the girls out of the picture. So Kathy was showing us, Calico Kate in chat. Thank you, Gail. Her ledger that she found, which is just very yummy. Yeah, I would like my grands popping in and out. I just can't even imagine anything more wonderful. So I purchased this ledger a while ago. It wasn't terribly expensive, but it wasn't, super cheap. Now it's really tall. Cesar Romero was tall. It is 6 1/4 by about 16. And I found a couple of years in here, 1938 and 39. See right here, it says paid November 18th, 38. But it's all in pencil, and it's really, scratched up. Whoever used it, it was a working ledger. Some of the prices are just so amazing. Let's see if there's some I can read. It says cakes. I don't know. That must be a cake of yeast, maybe. That's what my grandmother used to call a cake. She was talking about a cake of yeast. Fred Beagle, Beegle, December 3rd. 2 bread, cheese, milk. Now this looks like it says yeast. 70 cents. Grover Beck, 2 gallons traffic oil, 75 cents. So I said to Kathy, the pages are so written on and so heavy with writing. Of course, you can see it's not neat writing. It's just somebody's scribble. It's not like some of that beautiful penmanship that you see on some of them. What do I do with it? So then I thought, well, maybe, yeah, they must have had a grocery all-purpose store, something like that, Gail. Yeah. Salad dressing was expensive. Oh, well, salad dressing and flour, $1.09. What's this say? 1 plow paint, 75 cents. 1 bowl of twine, 10 cents. Well, it looks like 70 cents. There's Fred again. 10 something sugar. 1 box of soda, 60 cents. I don't know what that is. Vinegar and milk, 26 cents. So I thought, what if I just erased out a section and then drew stuff? Now this page was torn and I didn't want to rip it out. So I just put some tape that I had made. Good morning, Barbie. And I just started to, this is my first one. I just started to draw a pair of eyes, which last night I got distracted and I did finish. Hi, Candy. Good morning. It's going to be a hot one today for us, Candy. 87. I might have to break down and try to get into my bathing suit and go to the pool. We'll see. We'll see. So that's the idea for this one. I'm not planning to do any collage. Now I have my other ledger where I do some drawing and then collage. But you know. And then I finished. Yeah, my husband put it on. I said, well, what is your plan? Because he was leaving, and then he's got a little picnic to go to. And I said, I'm going to be here. And he said, no, I'm going to put the air on before I go. Woo, okay. All right. So I had some calendars that I had taken apart for a project. And these were some that I didn't use because I wanted to use them for something else because I really liked them. So there's several um, Norman Rockwell, and then I have a couple other ones. And then I pulled out a small box of fodder. Cold and overcast for you, Kath, huh? Oh, you're going to get rain? We're supposed to get rain tomorrow, which we're looking forward to some rain, I gotta say. So I'm going to trim out a little bit of these elephants, and then we'll see. Look, they got birds. It's got a bird sitting on top of them here. So I'm trying to maybe just do a glue book, but I just don't know that I'm really just a glue book person, because I find that I'm already thinking about, well, I could stencil around it, or I could, certainly glue other stuff on. But how do you, I don't want to really turn it into a collage. I have other books that I do collage in. So I'm trying to maybe stay within the glue book box. I don't know. I'm kind of liking this bird sitting on top of his back here. So no promises. Welcome to anyone and everyone who may be coming in. I hope I didn't miss anyone. I was working on also some porch journals. I've just got, I got to tell you guys, got lots going on with my mom, and it's really kind of hard to focus sometimes, and stress. Stress is, well, it's just becoming a part of normal life. And I'm kind of still recovering from her last visit with us. And now I'm not sure I want to cut out all that stuff, but I think I want to cut out this little bit here. And it's just trying to know, what decisions to make and when to make them. And, well, I'm not going to get into all that jazz, but life is just a little different right now. So I really got to get some of my things in my Etsy shop. I'm really wanting to open that, but it's just has not been. Stephanie G. Hi, nice to see you, Steph. And there is Headless Violin. Thinking Chris. Tell me if you're not Chris. I want to try to remember who you are, but I think it's Chris. Christine G. Hi, Christine. Okay, so that's a headless bird on top of those elephants. So those are the large pictures that I have. And then I have a small tub of stuff. So I've got some glue sticks here. I'm going to just try to start gluing and see how that goes. Anyway, for the porch journals, let me just show you one so I can get this off of my mind. Let's see, let's take this little one. So these hopefully are going to be in my shop as well. But we were talking about Murray, the Mary Otoye channel, and she, a couple years ago, used something that she called a porch journal. And so I kind of did a springboard off of that because I really liked okay, is Headless? Oh, I missed what Headless said. Prayers for Headless. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and look. I think she's Chris. Anyway, I wanted a journal similar to what Mary had. And so this is my rendition of what I'm calling a porch journal. And so some of them are larger, some of them are the smaller size, but they're a good sized journal. And it's just an eclectic mix, one signature, different pages that I like that I just throw in. Each one has some kind of a vintage postcard inside. And then I made these little signs. I was tuned into Junk Journal Shop's sale yesterday. I caught the tail end of it, and she's been selling for a little while now. Flashcards that are huge. They're like 12 by 3 inches, and you can email her. She's Junk Journal Shop at Yahoo, I think, and she has a list. If you send her an inquiry, she'll send you a list of what words she has left, and she'll tell you the deal. But not everybody may want this on the front of theirs, but I just am going to include one of these too. You can put it wherever you want in the book. So I do have a video. Melody, I think it might have been Melody, that asked that I do a video and show how I put them together. So if you want to make a porch journal, check that out. I can link that below. But now the task at hand. Okay, the kids have arrived. The littles are here. The littles are here. Now, this is smaller than some of these pages. And I'm going to skip around in the book because, like several of us know from experience and being told by others who are more experienced than us in some of these genres, that if you don't want your book that you're working in to become warped, if that doesn't bother you, then do what you want. But if you don't want your book to become severely warped, you need to jump around in your book and glue things down in that way. And so I'm wondering if I can do a double spread of these elephants. Now, why didn't I cut this guy out? Too busy yakking. This is so funny. I can see the hairs on the elephant's trunk. Don't think about, it's like our chin hairs. Don't think about elephants having chin hair or trunk hair. Can you hear them? Can you hear them out in the wild? Oh, Sylvia, I've got such trunk hair issues. All right, Kath will be back. Look, even the little fella, he's got some chinny chin hairs. Now, if you're doing collage work and you're trying to maybe do the kind of work that, say, our Diane Fago does, and really wanting to have it be more of a collage rather than just a glue book. I don't mean to say just a glue book, but yeah, that's basically what I mean. Where you're just going to glue and go, glue and go. You may not worry about cutting out all the little spaces like this. Let me hold that up so you can see. Like that's just a little bit of white space there. So if you're doing a glue book, you may not care about that. And sometimes instead of fiddling with that, and being real particular, see something like this, I'm going to be gluing the whole image down. So instead of getting in there with a little knife, I might just, do this. I'm just going to get up in there, just cut through the elephant's face. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Because I'm gluing the whole thing down. And once I do that, you're not really going to see that I cut there. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I don't think we have to be as fiddly as we think we do. Now, I said earlier, I'm going to try to stick with just, you know, see, I'm cutting right along this edge because I'm going to grab out that little bit of white. Now my page is white behind. I'm just trying to make a point. You don't have to make yourself crazy and try to get in those little spots for those little pieces when you can really just whack it off. Just whack it. Okay, so I'm thinking if I divide this and then I can overlap, and then I've got a double spread of elephants. Actually, I could probably cut this totally. These are so cute. Okay. Pardon me while I gulp. I'm so thirsty. All right, I think I might get a little better at this as I go. But right now I'm trying to figure out how I could cut this. Maybe move this over. See, because it's going to be split, but I don't really want him. I might lose that little. The easiest thing would be if I cut and I would just lose that one tusk. And then I might be able to put something clever over top of that. As I go through my smaller, and I have a shoe box size plastic box here. And that's got different fodder, smaller pieces of fodder. Well, at least connect the baby elephant trunk back. I will do it. Oh, Chris, I had it right. Okay. Nice to see you, Chris. And there's Brenda. Hi, Brenda. She's watching while she does her laundry and she's prepping her meals. You prep them for the week, right, Brenda, if I remember correctly? So she'll be in and out. Very good. Thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate it. Okay, I might slip a little bit of, let's see, I need a little bit of, if I can use this, something under here so I don't glue my pages together. I'm a little bit of a sloppy. Yes, week of meals. God bless you. I always thought that was a good idea, but I always petered out. I never followed through. That's when I did cook meals. I don't do that anymore. I don't do it anymore. All right, in this page of this book are the rounded corners. I'm going to smoosh this out to the edge. So look, I'm going to be real finicky. And I'm rounding that corner. Coming around the corner as you come, yeehaw, we'll be coming around the corner when she comes, yeehaw, she'll be coming around the corner. Coming around the corner over there. Let's do that corner. Judy, 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 Judy. Hi, Judy-O. Good morning. Oh, she's so good to me. She's got everything in caps. Judy said, Lori and friends, hello. A rainy, long overdue morning to all. Oh, I love elephants. So cute. And there's Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa. Yeehaw. I should put the other one over here. Now I'm going to use the glue stick. I don't a lot of times use the glue stick, but my directions or my definition of what a glue book is said using a glue stick. So I'm going to follow and just use, if I can get one of them open. Apparently I've used that before and glued it shut. I do like the purple glue because I can see where I'm putting it. Now I tend to be light-handed with my glue sticks. And I'm just going to smush that over. Now my idea is that I'm going to continue with these longer, not longer, these bigger pages, you know, the calendar pages that I have. I'm going to glue those on, and then I'm going to get my small tub of cutout fodder paper. Now I can always come back and run a little bit of glue under the edge if I need. I like to kind of mark where I need to start. I could glue the back of the elephants. That probably would be the smarter thing to do. Not feeling especially smart today. And look, I marked it and I still got it wrong. Shocker. So I purchased a big box of glue sticks. My 94-year-old neighbor was lamenting it. She, you know, can't do much anymore. And I suggested a glue book, because even if you can't cut, me either, Vanessa. Well, I guess that's not true, but I have not intentionally made a glue book. I have a book where I've glued a few things in because I wanted to not throw the papers away, but I'm trying to be a little more intentional with this one. All right, so I think what I want to do is get this mama. I've got a separation here because I've separated these, but that's okay. I think I want to get this. Maybe I'll tear this. Because it's mine, right? I can do what I want, right? Whoops. Got that little half bird. Let's pick him up, put him on top. Now I'm going to put this. Now, of course, they advise that you not put things down in the crease, because that makes your book thicker. And of course, this is thicker than say, like, you know, a napkin. So I'm going to tear this and glue it on either side of this. See this planner stitched? I just really liked it. I don't know. I know I bought it after, the date on it is 2019, 2020. I know I bought it after that because it was in a thrift shop. And I do want to get that little bird there. So now I've got this dark portion. I guess that was part of his body. So if you need me to see something, put it in all caps for me, please. Otherwise, I'm not really paying super close attention. All right, now, let's see if I can do this and not be too terribly messy on the back. Now, if I see it, forgot I cut that there. If I see anything that I think is going to look cool, or, you know, make this page better when I go through my smaller pages, then I'll just grow that. Pachydermy decapitation. Decapitation, make it happen. Now I want to get that little bird, little portion of the bird. See, and I'm going crooked, but that's okay because I will trim that from the other side. So we're going to put the mama right there, and we're going to redo the baby, little baby. So, is there anyone in chat who does a glue book, who's a very serious glue book person? So I said to my neighbor, maybe you could do a glue book, and I ordered the whole box, got her a composition book, and she wasn't having it. But I think I had said before, when I was in the co-op, I did an event there, and there were several of us vendors there, and we got to talk to folks that visited the shop and then maybe our booth. And this one lady was speaking with me and mentioned that she had some limitations, and she was shaky. She couldn't really use a pair of scissors anymore, and she used to draw, and she missed having an outlet for art, but because of her condition, she really, she couldn't do anything like that anymore. So I suggested to her a glue book. And I said, you don't have to cut, you can tear. And if you're not having a good day and you can't use a pair of scissors. So she was going to try it. I really hope that she did, because this can be, I think, a quite satisfying art avenue, Judy, I just read that as I was sipping my pop. I think I'm going to need more ice. That brings a whole new idea for the phrase nose job. Yes, it does. Sophia is watching, lying down, so near impossible to type. Yeah, it's later in the day for Sophia. Okay, so let's skip to another page. I like that quite a lot. Let's do a Norman Rockwell. Well, my paper cutter saga. Well, my paper cutter saga continues. So you might remember I purchased through Amazon a paper cutter, and it came, and I was all excited, had my hubs put the handle on, went to use it, and discovered there were no inches. Everything was in meters, and I just can't imagine that I would use it and tax my brain with, centimeters and whatnot. So I have that to go back. So I investigated, found another cutter, which I absolutely love the size. I guess it's about 6 inches by 12. So I could get in a whole, 12-inch sheet of paper if I wanted to trim it. Very narrow. I want the guillotine because I don't want to have to be buying a blade all the time. Could swear that when I looked at the picture and read the directions, it had inches at the top plus the centimeters. So I thought, sold. So it came, no inches, all centimeters. Love the size. I was telling Peggy Fitzmaurice, she had asked about, I said, yeah, I really like this size. Had Hubs put the handle on. I did a couple of cuts yesterday. It doesn't cut nice. It like tears the paper, and it's just not. It's real hard to push the handle down. It's I'm sending that back. I said to Peggy, and then I'm reminded that you can't have it all. So now I'm going to be looking for another. I'm just going to end up with one that just doesn't have all the features that I want. I want a guillotine. I want it to be not too big to be able to pull up and use on my desk. And I would like it to be able to put in paper longer, or at least as long as 8 inches, if not longer. So we'll see. I know, right, Brenda? If you were someone who had a bit of an artistic, oh, you know what? I think this one. I wanted to put the artistic inclination, and you couldn't. I mean, this lady really had bad shakes. I'm going to add the Norman Rockwell word here on these if I can. And my neighbor has numbness in her hands too. You know, with carpal tunnel and those kinds of issues. And I was thinking the same thing for her. She might enjoy that, but not really. So I've got a whole box of glue sticks to use up is really what I'm saying with that. So I'm just flipping around in the book. This was the elephant, so let's go back a little further. Just getting down these larger images first. Oh, so sorry. I have a whole roll of this, what do they call it? Slide? No, not slide projector. Kel said she's happy with her sunlit one I got off of Amazon. I think it just does 8 inches though. Well, the one I have, the one I've been complaining about, is only 6 inches, I think. I don't think it does 8. I'll have to take a look. Thanks, Gil. I appreciate that. Look at these little bubbas. Or do it that way. Santa will be off the page. What if I cut Santa out and move him over? Overhead projector. Thanks, Candy. All right, so I'm not going to use the Santa suit down at the bottom here. And I wasn't quite sure what I might use it for, but it's a whole big roll. I mean, I remember as a student, my teachers had pre-cut sheets of that overhead projector stuff. Actually, I was wondering if I could use it like drafting film and draw on it, but I haven't really tried that. Okay. Now let me move Santa. I want to move Santa all the way over so he fits on the one page. And Kath is back. The kids are clipping goat hooves so you can watch. Amazing. All right, so I have a pencil here. I'm going to do a little surgery on the chair. So now I'm finding other uses for that film. Hey, Dar. Nice to see you. All right, so let's put these little fellers in. So after this gets too, you know, yucked up, I'll just throw this piece out and unroll another piece. But it comes in good, in handy for protecting your paper underneath so you don't glue pages together, like gluing on top of something. I should really try drawing on it, but I haven't done it. So I purchased a new coloring book. Wasn't looking for a coloring book. I was ordering something from Amazon. Something legit. I don't know what it was now. And this coloring book popped up in front of my face. And I thought, well, I'll see what it's like. It wasn't very expensive. So I thought, well, I'll get it and see what it's like. It is amazing. It's called Baby Fairies. The images are beautiful. Absolutely stunning. And I'm a person that likes to color faces. So I thought I would like to do a flip through and share my good find. And when I opened the book, it's just got some verbiage there that I'm not quite understanding. Copyrights and something about not recording and getting written permission. And so I contacted who they said for me to contact. And I wasn't sure the girl understood what I was talking about because I explained to her I have a YouTube channel, wanted to do a flip through of the coloring book. And she wanted to know my company name. Anywho, she took my information and told me that someone was going to call me at 10 o'clock on Friday morning. Yeah, didn't happen. Did not happen. So I'm going to give it one more go tomorrow, see if I can find out what the deal is. And if I'm not successful, I guess I'm going to have to just forget it. These guys definitely can come off. Okay, so these guys, baseball players, looks like we're going to have a rain delay. Gosh, some days it's like I feel like I hardly drink anything at all, and other days it's like just call me a camel. All right, I'm going to piece those back on. I'm trimming off a little bit more off of this here feller. Now their heads are flat on the top, so I'm going to scoot those up. I'm going to scoot them. So Melody, I think I'm remembering correctly in that you wanted to know how to make the porch journal. Did you start one? Have you made any progress? Are you making one? I'm anxious to know if you got one together and if you like it. So then I get these crazy ideas, right? And if I would just stay in my own lane, mind my own business, stay off the internet, don't watch any videos, I'd be okay. If I watched boring TV, I'd be okay. But I don't do that. So, here we go. I like to scoop that out. I want to scoop. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Where's my little knife? Here it is. So, what was I doing? Oh, so I was watching Johnny, right? and she's got these flashcards. Well, I'm going to a baby shower on the 17th of June for one of my students that lived with us for a while. I just absolutely love this young lady. She's been married for several years. They've been wanting a child. He's one of, I think, maybe 6. I think there's 6 in the husband's family. All, about the same ages, all getting married, all having babies. My friend has not been able to conceive, and so they decided to pursue foster care with the hopes of adopting. So they went that route, and they've got 2 beautiful boys, which they have not adopted. They're trying to work through those issues, and just waiting to see what the Lord has for them. Okay, so these guys will be good. Where's the other part of them? And maybe I'll stick these guys down here. Anyway, miracle of miracles. She is pregnant and she's due in July. We're very, very thrilled and excited. So, baby shower for her coming up. And so I wanted to do, a couple presents for the baby, but then I wanted to do something for her as a mama. So I've got a couple things in the works. And last night I'm sitting up late and I'm cruising around, right? And I'm thinking, oh, she might like a journal of some kind. And I just love to make journals. So then I purchased a DigiKit. You ought to see this DigiKit, some of the stuff in it. So now I've got to decide what I'm going to do, what direction I'm going to take, and put a journal together, hopefully by the 17th of June. And finish the shawl I started for her. But it's like a vintage dresses and shoes and hot air balloons, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I have to decide on the size. Every time I turn the page, huh? I have to determine the size that I want to make. These don't look too bad cut in half, right? You don't have to answer that. Did I miss everybody? Did I got everybody? Say hi to everybody. Thank you, Vanessa. Actually, in years past, anyway, I really worked a lot better under pressure, under the gun, when I had to get something done. I was known for last minute Christmas presents or adding this, that, and the other one. Now you'll notice on this one, I left a little bit of an edge when I cut this out. Don't know why, just did. So we'll see. And really, the shawl, it's a prayer shawl, and it's long enough. Betsy's taller. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. So I'm watching Johnny, right? And she's got these 3x12 flashcards. And she said she's got a big list of words. And she's doing a giveaway. And one of her giveaways, she was giving away a 10-pack of these flashcards. Flashcards. The top one is Betsy. And that's my friend's name. I had to have it. So I want to add that somehow, maybe to the package, or I don't know. I don't know how it's all going to work together, but I feel like it's starting to come together. Yeah, this gal, I don't want to say too much about her family, but I'll just say her sister is older, and her parents, who are no longer together, they haven't been together since the girls were little, like really little. But they named her sister Liberty. My friend's name is Betsy, and when her dad and her stepmom married, they had a son, and they named him Sam. Aren't they cool names? Cool. Cool. So I'm really anxious to see what Betsy and Josh are going to name their baby. She looks like she's having twins. Actually, her sister Liberty is having twins. I have to find out the due date. Oh, look how cute that is. Huh? All right, I'm anxious to get in that other box of fodder to see if there's any. I don't know which Norman Rockwell word goes with which. I don't think it really matters. Nah, I think I made that sticky on the top side. So Johnny's going to send me I'm hoping I get it in time. I could always send it to her later, but I think I'll get it probably in time. All right, so now we've got this beautiful couple. Oops, doing Thanksgiving. Let's see, let's go to a November. Let's go to a November page. What is fodder? Fodder, just pieces of cut up paper, I believe. I did look it up because when we were at Keisha's one time, September, October, I brought up the word fodder, and I thought she was going to blow a gasket. That kind of looks cute there. Does anybody else have a better description of fodder? I know Dee Dee uses the term fodder all the time. I just bent his head. Why do I do that? Why do I react that way when oh look, it's got another little segment. Food for pigs. Well, food for fodder. Yeah, it's dry hay or feed for cattle. But there is somewhere a definition that does speak to, I think I found, speak to, clippings of paper. I'm going to put this here. Why am I singing the Kit Kat? Oh, that's right. Slop is pig food. What is fodder slang for? Someone or something considered useful only for one particular purpose. There you go. That'd fit for what we use it for, right? Okay. Now let's just see what I have in my tub. The tub. There might be nothing really too great in here. Now I have several boxes, and so I put more white up in front of your face. Oh dear. So sorry. Now this is something Dee Dee sent me. And then I put other stuff in here. So this is more like collage stuff. All right, so now I'm looking for, let's just grab some of this out. Let's grab it all out. So now I'm looking for other pieces that I can just put in my glue book, or that I can add to the pages I've already glued down without really creating, find time to unwind, without really creating a collage. Now, of course, when I was harvesting this stuff, I didn't have anything in particular. That duck might look fun on the elephants. And some of those gals like Caged Fish or other gals, you know, if you know, you see a pair of glasses or something funky that could work. Now these were from a little, you can see a little small, what, 6x6 calendar. If you see anything that you think will work, shout it out. Ooh, I got a pair of scissors coming up. Ooh, I like that picture. I might have to glue that in. All by its, ooh, look at this. This is, this might be a piece that Dee Dee sent me. Okay, Ange. Let us know how you make out at the doctor's on the 20th. That's right around the corner, honey. Oh, that's Fatima. That looks like Fatima, the girl from the that cooking show. I like those scissors. Look! Another elephant. Let's see if we can work him in. These are pretty. Ooh. Might have to have me a salad for lunch. That looks good. The chair's a little funky. Oh, isn't she pretty? Okay. All right. Capital. And it doesn't have to make sense, right? It's just a glue book. All right, I need a place to sit. Let's leave these two. Let me put this stuff over here. I'm kind of liking that capital too. Find time to unwind. That might be cute on the elephant page. Find the elephants. Here we go. Ooh, big guy. This is a big guy. All right, I'm going to start by trimming out the top of him. So if I put him, without trying to get some white space. There's a little bit there, but that's okay. Now, I don't know. Do any of you watch someone regularly that does just glue booking? I mean, do they come back in and see, like Dee Dee would, but she does, collage and reverse collage stuff. So she would come back in and, oh, this one's not tearing so well. Put paint on there, or like, put some, see, I'm tempted to put some gray down the crack of this. But if I want it to be just a glue book, I gotta remember which way I had it. Hi, Shaz. Nice to see you. Good day, good day. The only one I watch is Dawn. Let's Make a Mess. Oh, okay. I recognize the Let's Make a Mess. And she just glues whatever, Gail, on a page? Or does she map it out? No, we don't want to lose our little fella over here. I'm just curious. Let's see if I can. I'll just cut this because this paper, for whatever reason, is not. Good day. Okay. I'm going to put some glue here. I think I'm thinking of Tim Conway doing the elephant thing on Carol Burnett. Classic. All right, let's fold this here. Give that a little snip. Now we've got that little guy's face. So let's see if I can zhuzh it. See if I can zhuzh. Not too bad. Not too bad on the zhuzhing. Kathy, are the goats receptive to getting their toenails trimmed? I mean, do they clip them or do you sand them? When my sister and my niece and I went to the Wool and Sheep Festival in New York, they had, I think they weren't goats, they were, I'm going to say they were alpaca or llamas. I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention to the sign. Their hooves, right, Kat? Yeah, their hooves. Yeah. They had where you could watch them do that, but we didn't watch. Well, my sisters and I went to the llama farm. She was showing us, and I thought she clipped them. The girl I watch is Nicole Relax Cut Glue. Oh, I've heard of her too. Okay. Okay, I know who you're talking about now that you say Fatty Patty. Her latest one, she just finished, is so beautiful. I have to go back and look at my chat after this uploads and write some of these down. See, if I'm sitting in my chair at night, she is terrific, says Candy. Nikki Jackson and Emerson hold them down while Andy and Greg clip. It doesn't hurt them. They just don't like being held still. Yeah, kind of like my son when he was little. Let's make a mess. Okay, so I think I want that purple sign that says find time to relax on this one. So I'm sitting in my chair. Everybody else is asleep, like everybody I know, and there's nobody to talk to. And I'm trying to stay awake. I fight to go to sleep. I don't know why. I just do. I don't know why. And see, I need to have, like Dee Dee said, a little book or something by my chair, so I can remember some of these gals that I want to watch. You know, I sit there and think, oh, there's nothing on TV, or, you know, nothing I want to watch there. Who can I watch? Can I catch up on? What can I? And nothing comes to me. I need to carry my, like I started a desk journal to write down ideas and such, but I don't carry it back and forth from the front room to this room, and that's another thing I need to start doing. Thanks, Gail. Let's make a mess today. She makes a new picture page by gluing random pics together and adding words. Oh, okay, Brenda, thanks. Okay. So that's not too shabby, right? It's okay that I have the empty space, I think. And I might find something that'll work in there. I like that. I like that a lot. And it feels good. It feels good. Do, 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 do. All right, let's see what else I have in my pile of fodder. And when I was thinking about fodder, oh, look at him. When I was thinking about fodder earlier, oh, good, Shaz. Okay. I was thinking of that song, Hello, Mother, hello, Fodder, summer escape awaits. I'd have to be using that. That building's right up my alley. That's what I like. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Ooh. 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 Where's Mina? There's a bluebird. I just put more. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, so I have a gourd sitting out in our garden out the sliding door here. I bought it at the co-op, and it's not a birdhouse. It's got three great big holes in the gourd. So I use it as a feeder. Okay. Here I am at Camp Granada. I know, right? Such a fun song. And who was the guy that sang that? Where's Barbara? Sherman somebody, wouldn't it? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm trying to attract bluebirds again this year. So, you know, I had to hear about, you know, the mealworms are very expensive. Now, last year, Hubs bought the mealworms, and he came home with a second bag because I enjoyed watching the bluebirds. It was all good. And I have to say, that was a surprise for me. So this year, it's like, those worms are awful expensive. Yeah, well, what happened to because you enjoy watching the bluebirds? Okay. So I said I want the mealworms. Now, this is not like years ago when our kids were young and, it was like, okay, who could choose this month? It's not like that now. Okay. We can afford a $15 bag of mealworms. All right. I'm just saying we can. So they haven't been around yet. So I'm like, okay, we haven't rented out the birdhouse. Are they not? Why are they not coming back? Are they not in the area yet? Like, what's the deal? So I keep putting out the mealworms. Well, little tiny birds are hopping in that feeder. They look like little, they're like, I don't know if they're purple martins or, they just look like they look like a thrush bird. Is that the name of a bird? I'm not a real birder. They got a little like reddish tuft on the top of their head, and they're real tiny. No, I don't remember that. I remember the name Christy McNichol. Anyway, I've been putting the mealworms out there. So then I started to see some bigger birds trying to get in there, and I had said to Ron, he put out this other bird feeder that didn't work for the bluebirds last year, and he put in, I said, you should get some regular, like, wild bird seed to put in that other feeder, for the grackles and the bigger birds, the blue jays and stuff like that. I just want to keep this one gourd because I was able to get bluebirds last year. Well, Hubs goes when the gourd emptied of the mealworms. I thought that would work. It didn't work. I thought he would just fill it up with more mealworms because I still have like a half a bag. So I'm looking out there the other day and thinking, what the heck is in that? Oh, they're just continuing these. This is a Fisker. I love this. Is my favorite cutting tool. If you want one, you have to get them quick before they're gone. I have three. I have one where I use for my drawing that she uses like a scratch tool with a ceramic blade. I don't know if there's anything written on it. I can't read that. It looks like IHOP, but I know that's not it. This is my oldest one. I don't know if you put in index finger cutting blade, you might find it. I think I got them on Amazon years ago. Totally my favorite cutting tool. Anyway, so I'm looking out. I'm looking at my gourd and I'm thinking, what size bird is in that feeder? So I go to the door and I look closer. It's not a bird. It's a big old fat squirrel sitting inside that gourd looking back at me like, yeah, you got a problem? Here, Ron put the wild bird seed in my mealworm feeder. I said, do not. Yes, ma'am. I mean, come on. He was all curled up and so snug in that gourd, just having a field day. on all that wild bird seed. The bluebirds were so beautiful. And they would fly in and out last year. But I think they did come late, but I don't know that I tried to attract them early either. You know what I mean? Like when I looked up when they are back in this area, I think they should be back, but for whatever reason, they haven't come yet, of course. There's been a lot of activity here. Our neighbors are planting a lot of trees and bushes and flowers, and there's a lot going on. So maybe they don't like all that activity. I don't know. All right, so let me put these birds on a page. I mean, this little garden right outside the door here where my room is, where my studio is. Got me a studio. It's supposed to be my garden. If you have a hard time finding that cutter thing, let me know and I'll find it and get you the info. But somebody, I forget where I read that they're not going to be making them anymore. I don't know. I think it's like they're great, but even if I don't slip my finger in there, I am comfortable holding that. So then I did a little more shopping yesterday. I've been pretty good, except for the cutter. You know, I'm trying to find a paper trimmer. And I said to Kathy, I did a little shopping. I go off on these tangents and I try to find something and then I don't find it and then I get another idea and then I'm in trouble. You're killing me, Jude. You're killing me. My son introduced me to that Talenti. Yeah. Coffee chip. Actually, hey Peggy, hi. Actually, that one's a little too chocolatey for me. But I do like some of their other flavors. I do love the coffee, but you're gonna eat it straight up, Jude, or you're gonna make something? You're gonna make something like a shake. Anyway, I was looking for, Johnny was selling these Carnegie little pocket type books, and I didn't go back to look. I hadn't seen, you know, what they look like inside, but they looked yummy. They were small. They looked small. So I was looking for pocket size little books. And I had said before, I like did you find it, Gail? One that's similar? Thanks, Gail. So I was just rooting around, you know, seeing what was out there. And I like it because I can control more where the blade goes because I can hold it down close like that when I slip my finger in. So what came up was a wildflower book. It's only 5 inches this way, and I think maybe it might be 2.5, 3 this way. Not really sure. But I think it's an American book. And, you know, really doesn't work with your, that hurts. Just stabbed my ring into my, but the images look really cool, and I thought if I can figure out a way to dismantle it, it's a 1932 maybe? It would make a really cool journal. So I offered a price, and they accepted it. So I've got that coming. This is on eBay. And then when I was looking up the pocket-size books, a pocket-size New Testament Bible came up from 1928. Oh my gosh, it looks so delicious. So I got that. And then, what else did I get, Kath? I got another book, didn't I? I got some other book, I think. And then I thought, I gotta stop. Oh, yeah. On eBay, somebody had this book of birds. I said from the UK. And then they had one of the observers' guides to, I don't know if it's Britain birds or wild birds, but I have one of it, but I've taken it apart and I've used the pages, but I don't have one that's intact. And there, when I first started to buy those, let me show you one. Now, see, some of these are yummier than others to me. So let me show you the difference in my perspective. I will show you. This is one I got when I ordered when I was over in Europe and had it shipped home. It was very reasonable. Okay, I'm just telling you, if I see a bluebird on my feeder, I might scream, so don't be alarmed. See, when I first started to purchase these little books, see, I don't always pay close attention. And so I was thinking this was a cover, like a dust jacket. So the pages are fine, and they're good for inserts for in journals, to put in tuck spots and whatnot. But I'm not thrilled about the cover. It's just shiny, and the pictures on there, and I don't know, it's just not that great to me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not that great to me. Maybe, I guess printed in London, Bloomsbury Books, London. The first one was launched in 1937 with the publication of the Observer's Book of Birds. See, so this has been published, several times, and so now this is what you get. So, see, at some point I'll take this apart and cover this and use this little book to build a journal. But once I started paying, I think it was Tracy Fox. She's got an accent, right? Is she the one I'm thinking of? I think she's the first one I saw these. She had all these little yummy books, and she takes the pages out and puts them inside of her journals. But they had covers like this, all different colors. British Butterflies, the Observer's Book of British Butterflies. These are not easy to get. Frederick Warne, W-A-R-N-E. That's the name you want. Frederick Warne. So when I first started to buy these, you could get them for, say, $4 or $5. Not anymore. Now, you're lucky if you find them for under $15. So this lady had, well, I'm saying lady, I don't know if it's a lady. This person on eBay had 2 bird books, and one was the Observer's Book of, I think, British birds or something like that, wild birds. Anyway, I have one that I took apart. I don't have one that's intact. And I'm not interested in the other bird book. So I messaged and I said, what are chances? And she had it up for, listed for an auction. And I said, what are chances that you might, oh, May would be a nice place to put these, huh? That you would sell me just the little Observer's book. She had them both listed for $12. So I said, how about, just cut it in half, just, about 6. So she offered me both books for 10, but I really don't want that other book. So I got it for 6. So I'm way excited about that. I was in that one co-op type place in our little town of Medford here. And I walked in the back door one time and I had my stuff there. And she had a whole set of Funkin' Wagnalls. And that's the kind of the size that these Funkin' Wagnalls were. That little tiny, like, pocket size. Right, never hurts to ask. Right, that's how my son is. My daughter doesn't want to ask for anything. If she said no, no big deal. Then I can decide whether I want to get it or not, right? But I'm thinking some of this stuff they probably have sitting around for a while and nobody's interested for whatever reason. Wonder if I had any more birds. I didn't look. Maybe I'll put this little guy down here. And yeah, so I'm so excited about him. So when I get it off to show you. Actually, I'm really excited about all 3 because the 1928, I'm hoping that little pocket Bible might have some, something written in it that somebody had it, or that whoever had it might have written some stuff in it. I don't know. I just like the old looking stuff. I don't know. And then when Brian and I were in Europe, and I saw those butterfly books, it was cheaper. Like, I couldn't wait because you can't, they're very hard to find, the butterfly ones. They're in demand. The price wasn't bad. Of course, it was in euros, but they were running some kind of a deal to ship them, and it cost me next to nothing. Oh, Peggy, you are so organized. Good for you. Gail said I have a whole set of encyclopedias that are about 5 by 8. I've altered one so far. They were my mom's. Oh, they sound yummy. Mmm. Brenda says they had a set of encyclopedias from the mid-70s when they grew up. Wish I kept a few. Yeah, well, I wish I'd gone through my grandmother's stuff and pilfered a couple of things from her. But I wasn't interested in this kind of thing back then. She would have given me whatever I wanted. Nobody would have been the wiser. I keep saying to my son, what's up in that attic? Because he lives with my mom. He said, I don't think there's anything of yours up there. I said, I'm not really interested in anything of mine. I want to know if there's anything of my mom and dad's up there that I can pilfer. Gosh, I'm such a grub. A grub. See, Dee Dee sent this. Look, that's a little Dee Dee happy smile.
Oh, happy face.
Ooh, that looks scary, doesn't it? What the heck is that? Oh my gosh, it's a slug face. Look, guys, a slug face. Can you see it? Really, Peggy? Yeah, where you are, Kath. Lisa Conway's always finding cool stuff where she is, and she goes and looks at books. I think that's what it is. Is that a slug, or is that a... Does anybody know? Or is it a snail? I gotta cut that in and put that on the page for sure. for sure. A fish? Oh, maybe Gail. Let's see, it's got these little like spiny things sticking, and you can see there's an edge, where it's like they're not individuals. There's like a little, yeah. Well, because I think they were such a neat item for way back then, right? To have all that information, and boy, isn't that cute? All that information in one spot. Which for us now with the internet, I was thinking the other day when our, what's it, Thursday, they started working on our internet. How about a neck? Anybody just want a neck? My phone and my computer is such a big part of my entertainment. It keep me busy, ideas, or catching up with people, and when it's down, it's like, what did we do before? That's why you thought it was a fish? Yeah, I think you're probably right. A puffer fish? And okay, I was not the kind of kid who wanted to be outside all the time like my sister Nancy. I did not like to read like my sister Jackie, and I would crochet and color, but I'm trying to think, well, what the heck did I do as a kid, like on the weekends? They're cool. I have no idea. Blank. No idea what I did. Which has one of my favorite sayings, I no longer need Google, as my kids or grandkids know everything. And they're so quick. Oh, that's cool. Let's keep that. Sometimes I wonder, okay, so I know why I cut this out. That's wishful thinking on my part right there. And even then, I met a boy at the bookmobile. Gail said, I read all the time as an adolescent till I went boy crazy. I thought the bookmobile was fascinating, and I didn't really want to read the books. I just wanted to go in there and look at them and touch them. I know, right, Brenda? Brenda said, I forgot my phone going to work 2 miles away last week and had anxiety all day long until I got home. I know. It's like I ran. Where did I run? I ran somewhere and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have my phone. I don't have my phone. It's not the end of the world. I mean, my husband fought it for a long time to even get a phone. And I'm like, but what if I needs, you're out shopping. Oh, look at that door. Needs something, why can't you just get a phone? So we finally did. Oh, look at that. That's a peacock feather, right? Peacock feather up close, where they have the big spot. Don't go breaking my heart. I tried. Spuds. I love me some spuds. Oh, I got another car. I pulled out another car. So now those of you that might have a glue book, is this what you do? You like just, you harvest some stuff and you go through it and then you just start gluing stuff in? Oh, Gil, the bookmobile, good old days. Never met a boy. No, I never met a boy. I was too shy. And they were not interested in me. Not Although it's funny, maybe they were just as shy. Oh, this has been several years ago now. Always, I had a crush on this one guy in high school, and he was friends of my one girlfriend. And they would have get-togethers, and oh my gosh, I would go hoping and hoping he would say something to me, but he never spoke to me. I never spoke to him. You know, one of those deals. And my mom had something going on at the house. Oh, look how cool that is. All those mushrooms. And she had to get a crew of some workers came to help with something. And lo and behold, here comes this guy in. I'll just say his name was Fred Brown. In comes Fred Brown with two other guys. They take care of the problem. That's kind of cool. And he was in charge, and his workmates, they went out to the, what in the world is that? Look how yummy that looks. It's got to be chocolate, right? But what's the green? Maybe kiwi. Peggy said she keeps plastic containers organized by theme for her fussy cut stuff. So on his way out, Fred says to my mother, "Can I ask you a question?" She's like, "Sure, what?" He said, "Did you have a daughter named Lori? Lori Uncle?" I guess it could be banana, but they look kind of green. Maybe they're green bananas? Plantains? I don't know. It looks like it's got some kind of little cream and then chocolate sauce dripped. Now, on the back it says grilled artichoke, but that can't be grilled artichoke, right? No, looks too good. And she said, yeah. He said, oh, I went to high school with her. She was so nice. She was very quiet and she was very nice. My mother said, I think he might have been interested in you. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. But isn't it funny? Never said anything to me when we were younger. And then asking my mother. Grilled pineapple? Maybe. It almost looks waffly. Like they pressed them or something. Right in there, it almost looks like a little waffle. I like some of these. Oh, my favorite hydrangeas. Look at there, a little random doily. Yep, that's what I was thinking, Gail. Kept me out of trouble. It was a good thing, I guess. Paula's Weekly 5. That's got to be Paula Deen. Louisiana. Love. Got me some roses. Oh, I got some macaroons. Look at those macaroons. I've got to have those. My grandson once asked me if I had any pictures of when I was young and pretty. Oh my gosh, Peggy. That's adorable. Good for you, Brenda. Yeah, I tend to still be shy. Well, I'm just not a mingler and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm very content. I don't need to be out and everybody's. Look at those umbrellas. My granddaughter said to me about her other granddaughter, Grandma's coming. Oh, she's so pretty. She is. Her other grandmother is very, very pretty. It's nothing like being in the car with your own kid driving and you stop at a traffic light and your kid says to you, and this is my daughter, not my son. When you were little, did you have, what kind of traffic lights did you have? Did you have the kind where the numbers where they just flapped, it wasn't lit up? It was, I'm like, how old do you think I am? Peggy, so my grandkids know I'm visiting. They run to clean their rooms. Good. Instilling good habits. I'm glad when our grandkids know we're coming, they still want to be home and not go out. Can't imagine that's going to last a whole lot longer. We've got our cucumbers here. Everybody needs some cucumbers. Some old Christmas. Oh, that says solar string. They look like Christmas lights. This is like really, some of this stuff is like garbage. Like, why would I guess I could turn that into something. Carrots, taters. Let's see, where's Ange? I'd be getting hungry. Getting me hungry looking at this food. Judy, how's that ice cream? Oh, look at this. That looks like a souffle, right? I don't think I ever made a souffle. Maybe once. I know I made a croquembouche. Do you know what a croquembouche is? Hit the road. Oh, I've got those cars. Let's take that. These might look nice with the, I thought I might have had some more birds. Oh, that bow looks pretty. All right, so this is the stack I'm not going to use, at least not right now. So anybody know what a croquembouche is? I used to watch Martha Stewart a lot. And I always wanted to cook and do things like, I did some crazy stuff. There was, I don't know if it was Martha, it was a Santa Claus loaf of bread. You took your bread you made bread from scratch. And you shaped the dough and put it together, and eventually it looked like Santa Claus. You don't like Martha? Well, I don't know that I like her per se, but I liked a lot of the things that she did years ago, you know, with fussing around the kitchen and stuff. Anyway, a croquembouche is a big old pile of cream puffs, or what's the French word? Profiteroles. And you make your dough and you make your puffs, and then you put your cream inside, and then you have make a caramel and sugar and put it on your plate, and you start sticking them together, and you make a great big tower of them. They're all stuck together, and then you take some kind of a whisk. Now you can take a whisk and you trim off the ends so they're like open little spattery things. You could do it with a fork too, but you cook your sugar till it starts to make like ribbons, and then you take it and you made like a bird's nest, like sugar around all around the croquembouche. I don't know what it means. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch her probably that closely, but sometimes people say things, right? Makes an impression on us, and we have to do what we have to do. But I was there for a while. I was really into, baking in different shapes and different kinds of fancy desserts. Even when I worked and we had my students that worked for me, at Christmas time, I would have a special event and we'd make a special meal. And then I'd have several different desserts. And then we decorate, we'd have it decorated for the holidays. But then I would have my table look really cool. One time, I had a sled, an old sled on the table. That's how I displayed my desserts. We had boxes and stuff covering different like napkins and table covers, and then we had the sled, and I had really fun dishes and stuff I used to use. Do you remember the girl used to be on Food Network? I don't think she's on anymore. I don't know if she is. Sandra Lee. Every episode, every show, she had a different set of dishes. And then at the end of her show, she always had some kind of a table display. It was fun trying to create a different look. We had a ladder that hung we had a bay window in our house in Pennsylvania. And we had a big bay window at the back. You could look out into the backyard. And we were somewhere, some store somewhere. And I saw this display thing, and I said to Ron, I want that in the living room, over the couch, in front of the window. He said, you want what? And it was a ladder. Just a old wooden ladder, but we hung the ladder. Okay, so this is the bay window. Oh no, you can't see that. Hold on. I have white. I have everything's white. So say that was the bay window, right? This was the wall, and our couch was here. And then we just had a wooden ladder, like the kind my daddy used to have, just like that. And that hung in front of the window above the couch. And then I had iron hooks, and we had like a little lantern, and we had some grapevine. Remember when grapevine was real popular? Grapevine twirled around it and little white lights, and oh my gosh, it was adorable. And then I wanted a sled hung from the ceiling in my dining room. And that's when he put his foot down and said, no, we're not hanging a sled. Won't be able to have a light. No, we're not hanging a sunlight, but it really, no sled. So I didn't get the sled. And here, where we live now, there's no place to put the ladder. So I don't have the ladder either. I have a ladder in the corner. Oh, really, Judy? Oh. Oh, I'm sad to hear that. Oh. Brenda said, I love dipping nacho chips into cottage cheese. I call it a poor man's caviar, and I always think of Martha comes to my house. I'm serving this. You still have a ladder in your craft room? All right, Peg. Holding your spools. Hey, Teresa. So where's the pictures? I know, right? I don't know. Our one computer crashed. I think we lost a lot of stuff. It's still sitting here somewhere. I keep saying to Hubs, sometime we should probably try to get that stuff off. Yeah, that ain't happening. I like to take cottage cheese and put salsa in it, Brenda, and dip the chips in and stuff. Yeah. I'm right with you there with the cottage cheese. Cottage cheese, I don't know. My sisters and I still eat it. I can eat it plain, but I'd rather eat it with fruit, you know, some cantaloupe or peaches and stuff like that. Look, this will work on this page. I guess I should look at my time. Oh, it's almost 1. I feel like my bones are getting to where like I need to get up and move soon. I like cottage cheese with cottage cheese. You just like fruit in your scale? Yeah, I mean the salsa is great in it. I have a friend from high school, and then we have a mutual friend that we met. Actually, this gal was my maid of honor, and so we all know each other now, which is funny, but this was years ago, and we decided to meet at a Cracker Barrel to have lunch and then visit for a little while. I think it was lunch. Yeah, it could have been dinner. Doesn't really matter. But anyway, I'm looking for my profiteroles. Here they are. No, my not profiteroles. My macaroons. And the three of us were always on a diet. And Karen ordered a side of cottage cheese, and she was eating it straight up, and she put pepper on it. I never saw anybody put so much pepper on anything, let alone cottage cheese. It's probably good. I never have tried it. Man, she loaded it up, and I'm thinking, geez, I just usually do fruit. At that time, I just did fruit. Anywho. All right, so let's try to get one more together here. I'm making myself hungry. Aren't these so cute? Like when we would go into a patisserie when we were in France. I guess good thing was we'd go in, not this last time, but this was years ago when we were there when my bonus son was getting married. So that was 2015, I think. And my son and I would go in the morning to get something for everybody to have breakfast. Maybe these go this way? No, I guess they go that way. Doesn't have to make sense, right? I liked it with sliced tomato. Oh, I've heard that before too. I haven't tried that either with tomatoes. You should move then. Yeah, no. Anywho, a lot of times, even with the crepes and the macaroons, I wasn't hungry, so I didn't get them. But now I want them. I want them. All right, let's see if I can scoop some of this out. There's a lot of glue down in there, guys. If you have the wherewithal to scoop it out. That saves you using another quarter stick of glue, right? It's good. It's good glue. So what's everybody else got planned for this afternoon? What are y'all going to be doing? Hubby's going to be out for a while. No, we might go to the pool later. I don't know. I've been dragging my feet. I'm not usually like that. Well, it takes me a little while to get back into the desire to put my suit back on. But I do have a fair amount of crocheting left to do on my, maybe that's what I'll do. Get a couple more rows done on my, Peggy's going to be coloring her Christmas cards until you can't take it anymore. I wish I could show you my new coloring book and a couple things I've colored in there. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Little fairies. Okay, I have another one I started to dig out. Let's get the, oop. Stick into my cheese box. I got an old timey wooden cheese box sitting back there. It's still raining, so Judy said she'll watch YouTube or read or do like a word search, circle. Yep, Shaz will be sleeping because it's nighttime for her. Gail's going to terrorize her dog. It's time for a haircut and a bath. Ron did that the other day for ours. She's pretty good. She doesn't mind getting tubbed up. She's not too crazy about getting her hair dry though. Our one dog, she was like, she turned mean when she got older. But I think it's because she had some health issues we didn't realize, and she was probably in pain. But she didn't mind getting the tub, and then when we would brush her and put the hair dryer on her, to dry her up so she wasn't sitting wet, she was all about that. She loved it. She would just sit there and look at us. She was so happy. It was like a spa day. Kitty Jen. Hi, Jen. I hope your package arrived. I don't know if you're supposed to do this or not, but what I've been starting to do when I want to send Happy Mail and I don't really want it back, like should it get lost, I put the person I'm sending to, I put that as their as the return address. I don't know. I don't see why you couldn't do that, right? We had a lab. He loved the bathtub. He tried to swim. Yeah. My sister-in-law had an above-ground pool. And they had the fence where they lived. They had a fenced-in yard, but they also had the fence up above the pool. Did they? No, I guess they didn't. But they had a deck with the steps. I got that too close. And there was a gate, which I think was locked. She called that dog. I think she called that dog Sam. And they let the dog out to do its business. And if they didn't, well, even if they did watch her, she was a black lab, and she would take off like a shot, hop over that gate, and she'd be in the pool. She loved it. Shih Tzus do not like water usually. We would, when we lived in our Levittown home, we had a 27-foot round above ground pool. And I'd get my work done in the morning whatever I had, task I had to do. And then after lunch, I would be ready to go take a dip in the pool. And I would take the dogs because they'd be in the house crying or wanting to be outside with me. I didn't want them down in the yard because then I'd have to get out of the pool, go down. So I would just take them up on the deck with me. And they were both Morkies. Actually, Bella is one of them. We still have Bella. Sadie and Bella. Maltese and Yorkie mix. And we always kept their hair cut pretty short. It's just easier. And I get them up on the deck and take the little bowl of water and some chewies and a couple of toys. And it would get so hot up there, but they didn't want to come in the water. And they could swim, but they just didn't necessarily want to be in the water. So I would throw them in. And they would swim to the edge, and then they'd lay out in the sun. We just had such a blast. And then at the beginning of the season, when we had the pool covered, it had one of those like bubbly pool tops, that you just lay on it and it keeps the water. It didn't really heat the water, but it would be warm for so many inches down, and then we would just kind of roll that up and push it to the side. Well, Sadie, she would get so excited, she started to jump on that, and at the time, she was little. She didn't weigh that much. She only weighed like maybe, I don't know, 10 pounds. And she would run like a crazy person on that pool cover. And there was little puddles of water, and she'd slap around. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I would go back to those days in a heartbeat. They were fun. Okay, so this is my book that I got at a thrift shop somewhere years ago after 2019. This was expired. And I started to, brayer some pages in the beginning. But I decided I wanted to make a glue book. So I started today with just some larger images. I have several of the Norman Rockwell from a calendar. So I just started putting some of those bigger images down, and then I found several elephants. So I just, picked those out. Now I'm assuming thanks, Jen, since it's your glue book, I don't do anything else, right? I'm just gluing. I'm trying to avoid those getting a fuzzy. Should have put a Post-it on. And then I just did this one with the little goodies. Oh, look, I need some more glue there. Chocolate chips. We have no idea what that is. I don't know, Gail. Maybe it is a banana. It looks kind of green to me. And then some macaroons. And then we have Santa spying on the little boys in a chair, and the two birds, a golden finch and a bluebird. Don't get hung up on the rules. Okay, Gail. So if I get a real hankering, I guess that's all I did, right? So I've got a couple other things here that I want to maybe cut out and lay in here. So I might work on that a little bit. I don't know. I really need to get to crocheting. But gosh, you know what? There's another one. Where are the guys with the where are the baseball guys? Oh, that one too. Got the two little kids sitting on the bench. Oh, forgot about the teacher. Oh, here they are. And then the rain delay. Possible rain delay for the ball players. Got that one. Thanks for joining me, ladies. I appreciate it so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to take off, get a little something to eat, and put on the ball game. And I don't know, maybe I will glue for a little bit more, but I really need to crochet. You know how that is. And so that's it for me for today. I'm not sure about tomorrow evening. It'll depend on how I feel. To tell you quite honestly, I've not been feeling Mondays nights. And I've got some things I need to do for my mom tomorrow. So we'll see. So that's it. So I'm going to head on out. Don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. I'll see you next time. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Bye-bye.